Imago Day. I was thinking about posting this earlier, or maybe last night or yesterday, and it just so happened I didn't. But God knew what He was doing because I just got some other confirmation or some other content to go with it or confirm why I should be on this. But parents know, those of us who are parents, and even if you're not a parent but you watch children, you know the story of how you may spend hundreds and sometimes even thousands of dollars and spend all this time, energy, and money. You're so excited about giving your children, a particular gift or giving them all these gifts. And then the child comes down on Christmas morning or comes Christmas morning and they become so engulfed and enthralled with playing with a box, that a toy came out of, or they get engulfed in playing with something that is not supposed to be a toy, maybe a gift that you received, like pots and pans or something like that. And you're like, I spent all this money, this time, energy, and money, my hard-earned money, spent all this energy hiding stuff and putting stuff together, and you're not even excited about it. You're not even in it. And God spoke to me and said, when people are going on and on, I had a run-in with somebody or had an encounter with somebody yesterday who was freaking out about COVID. I'm not saying it's not a serious situation, but I'm saying God is greater than anything that the enemy can throw at us. And sickness and infirmity, disease, that's of the enemy. It's all a plan for him to distract. It's all a plan for him to destroy, to do what he does, right? And so God is greater than any pandemic, any disease, any fear that is surrounding that, any kind of confusion, any chaos that's going on politically. God is greater than that. And when we do like kids at Christmas, okay, it's upsetting to God and it's a disservice to God. We're doing our God such a disservice when we focus on things and situations and issues rather than focusing on how great God is, focusing on how many times He's created a way for you, how many times He has shown you that He subdues all things, that everything in heaven and earth bows to Him. Okay. When He came back on the scene after the resurrection, He said, all hail, all power in heaven and earth is given unto me. That's how He greeted His disciples. And that's how I live my life. When I say Imago Dei and I say put on that crown, when we live in Imago Dei, in the image of God, everything bows to us when we stay in His spirit. When we stay in spirit, everything natural has to bow to us. And so I'm not saying that, and I know there are elderly people who are fearful, there are sickly people who are fearful, but regardless of all that, elderly, sickly, whoever, okay, if you name the name of Christ, if you are in God's dynasty, if you are a true child of God, meaning you're in the fold and He's your Lord, not just your Savior, He's your Lord, meaning He tells you what to do. He orchestrates everything you do. You have nothing to fear. Psalm 91 talks about that. Psalm 34:10 talks about that. All the things, the benefits we have for being His, okay, they outweigh all the risks and things and the dangers that are going on. And the reason, like I said, that I was thinking about this yesterday and last night, but I just posted it because God had to give me some more information. So I just heard before I say this, let me say this. A lot of people are getting are stoked and thrown off, and you're obsessing because you watch too much news. And y'all hear me say it all the time. My acronym for news is the negative everything in the world show. Stop watching the news. Hey, Shanice, Imago Day. Stop watching so much news. I always say, don't start your day with the news. Don't end your day with the news, especially now. And then one of my spiritual fathers, which is yet another thousandth confirmation that I'm so connected to him. He said the other day in a message that all the dummies are watching all the news. The dummies. And he said some people are going to get offended. And I'm saying this, he didn't say this, but I hope you're offended enough to do something different. I talk all the time about being better than average and allergic to the average. I say attaboy, attagirl, allergic to the average, right? And I tell you that part of my calling is helping you escape average every day of the year. Average and below average people are watching all the news all day. Their channel is set. I've been around people, I've gone places, and the news is on all day. You have no way but to feel depressed. You have no way but to focus more on the negative than who your God is when you're watching, when that's all that's piping through your head all day or before your face. And so that's one reason why people are acting like kids at Christmas. Well, God has done all this wonderful thing, put all these wonderful gifts together for us, but then we look at the little box and we get enamored by that, like the kids on Christmas. God says, all this stuff I do for you, how powerful, how majestic, how much dominion I have and have given you, but you're focused on a doggone pandemic. I'm not saying don't be safe. I'm not saying don't take serious people who have lost their lives and people who are sick. My heart is out to you, but I am saying don't focus more on the negativity, whether it's what's going on politically, whether it's going on public health wise with the pandemic. Stop being a kid at Christmas. Focus on the gifts that God has given you, the gifts that He spent good time, energy, and money. And I mean, as in giving His Son who gave His life for us to operate in those 7 blood blessings, okay? Glory, honor, power, strength, wisdom, and riches, and blessing. Those belong to us. They're our birthright. They're our lifestyle, according to Revelation 5 and 12, because the Lamb was slain. But so many people are focusing on what you don't have and focusing on fear because you're watching the news, like as my pastor said, like a dummy. And like I said, I don't feel bad about saying things, even if it offends people, if I got it from God or from the Word. And so that's how I know I'm really connected to Him as one of my spiritual fathers. But the reason why I just posted this and I didn't do it earlier, it wasn't by coincidence. I was thinking about doing this like yesterday or last night or maybe even the day before, and I didn't. And it was great because just as I was sitting here doing something, I heard the news, and it was talking about that President Trump has finally conceded that he lost to Joe Biden, and he also has said that he condemned and said the people who did what they did at the Capitol, that was not good, this, and this, or whatever, right? And so and I'm not. This is not about election because I never tell people who I vote for. I say whoever's in office, I'm going to thrive because that's who I'm called to be, to live in Imago Dei. If you're connected to me, you live in the image of God as well. So it's not about, you don't know if I voted for Trump or Biden, but the fact that his track record and his mindset, and to say that, and the threat he was causing to democracy by not following the protocols and what was supposed to happen, systems that have been set up for years and years, only God could change his mind. I'm not saying only prayer could do that. So people praying caused him to finally concede, and also say that he hopes things, transition smoothly, and say that people that, the people who were protesting in his favor or did this radical stuff and people got killed and stuff, that was, not necessary, and he was not condoning it anymore. Only God can do that. So when you see how powerful God is, okay, when we focus on how powerful our God is, how God, I think it's Proverbs 21:1 that says, God holds the king's heart in his hands like a water course. He turns it whithersoever he will. So somebody who has it out for you, somebody who you think is holding the key to your, a promotion or an opportunity or bid or some business for you, God says, I can turn anybody. I can turn any tide. I can turn any situation. So stop watching the news all day. Stop sitting in your house or sitting in, and I'm not saying go out and go. I'm saying stop being holed up in your house, focusing on the negative, watching all this news and wondering and imagining what could happen, and start focusing on how great God is and what he's already done. I mean, that's a great miracle, the fact that he actually moved upon Trump's heart and had him to concede and to change his way of talking about some things. I absolutely, totally, 1000% believe that that's a result of people praying that God's will be done and that God moves on the hearts of people. Nothing's too hard for God. Okay, no amount of money that you need or want is nothing. It's a drop in the bucket for God. Healing, to subdue this whole thing. As a matter of fact, it's already subdued everything on heaven and earth. Bows to our King and bows to us when we are in our King. And so stop acting like a kid at Christmas, playing with the wrapping paper in the box when your parents, our God, the creator and the orchestrator of the greatest destiny in the world and the universe, the dynasty and destiny, but he runs the most powerful destiny in the universe of all times. It's timeless, and you are sitting here. He's purchased all these gifts for you like a kid on Christmas, and then you disappoint by focusing on the wrapping paper in the boxes or focusing on an old toy that you had. And God is so much bigger than that. Our God deserves so much more praise and so much more. It's been said this way: when you have fear, when you're worried about, oh, the pandemic is this and we can't take much longer this, and there's an uptick in the cases, you're making worry, you're making the pandemic your idol, meaning you're spending more time, energy, I will even say money. You're spending more of your God-given abilities, things that you have stewardship over, like your mind capacity, your heart capacity to love and to be joyful. You're spending all that thinking about a pandemic. You're spending all that thinking about what if a cure doesn't come, thinking about, and like I said, I'm not at all downplaying people who have died, people who have lost loved ones, people who are sick. I know it's a serious thing, but our God is even more serious. Our God is greater, okay? Our God is, everything bows to him. Nothing in heaven and earth has rank over him, okay? So I'm so glad that I live in Imago Dei. Put on your crown and live in Imago Dei this day and every day. You know why? Okay, because you can learn your way out of every situation and onto any destination only if it's just learning his word, okay, and learning it. And you got to do that. God has anointed me and connected you and I to do that. Why? Because you've been through too much to be average. I've been through too much to be average. I was supposed to be posting live from my business page today because I'm starting to do that transitioning, but it wouldn't go through. And so I guess that was just a sign that I'm supposed to do it from here. I'll share it to my business page, VIP International. Please like my business page, VIP International. I'm about to tag it here. Next Thursday, 9:30 p.m. That will be my first time going live on an episode of You've Been Through Too Much to Be Average from my business page. I said I was going to do it last night, but I said I would rather announce it last night from my regular page where people are used to seeing me. But anytime during the day, I need you to like the page so that anytime during the day when I go live, just like you get notifications on this page, I want you to know because I'm here to help you escape average every day of the year. Average is a dirty place. It's a dirty word. It's so painful. And I'm helping you escape it because it's possible. And God never created you to be average or below average. It's lonely at the top because we don't bring enough people with us. That's why I'm saying share this video, like my page, VIP International, and stop. Get your TV off the news. First of all, you need to get off the TV anyway. Read your word, read a book, study your craft, spend time in prayer, meditation, so that you can be able to hand out needles and syringes to dope addicts and condoms to homosexuals and teenagers. And if you don't know what that's about, go back to last night's episode of You've Been Through Too Much to Be Average. It's on my page. It's on my business page as well as this page. Go back and look so that you can know about being real, being ready, and being removed, so that you are ready to serve in a capacity where, hey, you can meet people where they are because you know you carry the firepower to get them where they need. Let me say it again. You can meet people where they are because you carry the firepower to get them where they need to be. Okay, that only comes from God. And watching the news not only is it going to depress you and cause you to feel defeated, like things will never be, but it takes time away from you spending time, energy, and money where you need to, where you can actually be getting closer to God, doing more of the work he called you to do, giving the gift to the world that he gave to give to you, that gift that makes room for you, that gift that makes men free because God anointed you to do it. All right? Listen, I was only supposed to be in here for a few minutes, but God is showing you that if prayer can change Trump's heart and cause him to concede and cause him to, make some comments that most people thought he would never make because of who he is, okay? Prayer can cover you in a pandemic. Prayer can cause some mind that's of God to come up with a cure for this thing. Listen, God can speak a word. God can think a thought, and it can all be over. That's why I want to stay with him. That's why I want to stay in him, stay in spirit, because 1 Corinthians 2:15 talks about spirit judges all things, but nothing can judge the spirit. I talked about that last night as well. Stay in spirit and everything has to bow to you. You stay in imago Dei, baby, in the image of God all day, every day. I'm getting ready to get off of here, but stop. God is bigger than a kid at Christmas, okay? Stop focusing on all the foolishness around you and taking your mind and your dedication and your care off of God, okay? I talked about this a few weeks back, okay? I think it's First Peter 5 and 2 Peter 5 and 7 that talks about casting all your care, not cares, care upon him because he cares for us. Put your care, meaning your ability to care, put all your everything, not all your cares, but your ability to care should be on him. I talked about this last night, that prayer is never for money and power. It's for the revelation, okay, of how to get exactly what God has called you to get, your daily bread. How to give exactly what God has called you to give every day, our daily bread. Prayer should never be praying for money and power because that's already ours. According to Revelation 5 and 12, what we need to be praying for is revelation, that Holy Spirit reveal to us what's ours and what we need to give to other people. Listen, I'm getting a little too deep right now. Go back and watch last night's video. It's on this page. It's on my business page. Like my business page, VIP International. I'm getting ready to put it in the comments, and meet me there. Start looking for me popping up doing lives during the day when God gives me something on VIP International, as well as every Thursday night at 9:30 p.m. I'm going to be doing You've Been Through Too Much to Be Average on VIP International, my business page from now on, okay? Hey, also, I talked a little bit about this last night. For you to learn more, you're going to have to go and watch the video, okay? There's a series coming up, a firepower series that God is going to do something amazing, irreversibly amazing, empowering you, elevating you. In February, I'm doing the shipwreck series. all February on Thursday Night Live, and I may have to do some other days because of the meat of it. Okay, Shipwreck. To find out what it's about, go watch the video from last night. Please share this video. I don't really necessarily care about the likes. I don't want you to necessarily like it. I want you to get what you need out of it because I'm helping you escape average every day of the year. I love you. I'll see you soon. Okay, like my page. I'm about to put it in the comments right now. Okay. Yep, put it right there. I need you to like the page so that you get notifications and that you can find me on there when I'm doing lives, because I'm going to stop doing as many lives on here because I got to transition into my business page so I can reach more people, because that's what God is calling me to. So listen, have a great day and a wonderful life. Stop acting like a kid at Christmas and focus on what make the main thing, as I heard people say. God is the main thing, okay? Yeah, I know. Somebody said to me last night, don't you know this thing is serious? It's getting serious again? Yeah, but my God is more serious, okay? Nothing serious to him because all power in heaven and earth is given to him. Have a great day and a wonderful life. I love y'all. See you soon.